great community stuff that's going on. Martin says Roughiettes comes from the fact that hats were made out of rough felt. And Alan Wiggins says Haydock has come to a standstill. And that's the way it'll remain for the next hour and a half, because the match is underway. It's going to be a first touch here for Oldham, the team who starred as favourites, but they know that upsets can be caused, because they caused one themselves last year, possibly the biggest ever Challenge Cup upset, when Oldham went to Hull Kingston Rovers and came away with a win. So they know what's going on in the hearts and minds of these Haydock players today, who rather fancy causing another upset. Never before has a team from the 8th tier reached this stage of the Challenge Cup, but Haydock have rewritten history to put themselves in the picture.
Absolutely, 10 wins as well on the shot, and I think confidence can become a habit. Winning can become a habit, and when you believe that you can win, it's hard to lose sometimes. So that'll be a big challenge for Oldham to overcome.
That's Dave Hewitt with a kick downfield, which is taken on by Steve Jones. He'll bring it back towards the 20-metre mark, where he's going to be held up. So a chance to work out from deep inside their own half. These numbers are not great, are they, from Haydock? This is Jones at dummy half, trying to bring them forward again. Anderton driving it in, and just short of the 40-metre mark. You can see the red line across there that marks the 40-metre mark, and eventually the kick downfield and a chase back for Richard Lepori. Good, enthusiastic running forward here by Haydock. Danny G leading the line there, trying to get there, and eventually the tackle is a good one, and Oldham start from here, 20 metres from their own line.
Certainly, it's a great kick chase as well from Haydock, and the ground's cutting up already. I think it's going to be all about field position today, and completing the sets and playing in the opposition's half, and a good couple of opening sets.
Kirsty Hewitt's tweeting, watching my brother play rugby today, come on the Roughiettes. Presumably that's Dave Hewitt, who wears the number 7 for Oldham, and it's Oldham in possession at the moment on that halfway line. Owen switching it to the left, and Hewitt with that left-footed kick, and will it hold up in the in-goal area? Yes, it will. So work to be done here for Jones, the fullback, who runs it away and finds a decent chase is in his way, and the tackle is completed by George Tyson, and that shock of blonde hair, and offside against the Oldham chase. So a chance for Haydock to clear their lines.
Yeah, a bit of a reliever there for Haydock. The Haydock forwards who have just done 300 metres worth of shuttle running, chasing kicks, getting onside behind the ball, and that'll be a welcome relieving penalty.
So a tap restart just inside their own half, and Oldham scored early against Hull KR last year and kind of built their momentum from there, didn't they? So Haydock will be looking to do something similar here, get the early score in. Gary Anderton, who's wants of witness down the years. It's taken in by Adam Brown, who's nicknamed the Fox apparently because he runs a fox sanctuary, so good on him. Taken on again by Connor Smith, ex-St Helens under-19 player, who's put down. Michael Sexton out of dummy half now. Left it comes, and that's a good kick and a very decent chase as well. And they have to be across quickly because Johnny Travener was breathing down the necks there, looking to get that ball back, but it's Oldham who survived.
Well, a great recovery as well, getting down low, getting on the ball. It's like saving the president, getting on top of a grenade, making sure that you defuse it. And I think, you know, any tries today could really come down to some good, nice little kicks behind the line.
Good atmosphere there. Those are the Haydock fans behind the sticks, by the way. Oh, and the referee's given a penalty here for Haydock. What an opportunity. Mr. Bennett, the ref. What's the decision here? I think
set 2, I think.
Is he indicated? No, he's not.
Oh, he's
they're running it. They fancy themselves here. Sexton will take the tap. So here comes the first drive in. Anderton, the music man, because he plays so many instruments, is tackled. Sexton, Michael Sexton at dummy half. Little step away. Oh, that's terrific stuff. Terrific stuff. Very, very close here. And now it's going to be Gibson who gets over the line. Jordan Gibson, the captain. What a start. What a sensational start from the team. 8 divisions below the top flight. No club's been here from that distance before. And they've got an opening try, and it's Gibson who's the scorer.
Wow, the last amateur team in the Challenge Cup, and they get the opening score, and look what it means to their fans, singing and dancing. That's what they've come to see. Tries, this afternoon, and the Oldham boys look a little bit rattled behind them sticks. Muddied up, and the rain looking like it's going to come down, chewing up. And the longer this goes on, the pressure and enthusiasm from Haydock, the tougher that battle will be. But I'm sure Oldham will stay composed and start again this next kick-off.
Wow. Well, there's apparently they get an average of 100 fans watching them at home. Haydock. They brought 2 double-decker buses full today, and those are all the Haydock fans there behind those sticks. Brilliant. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The Sankey Canal apparently that carried copper to the Mersey, and that's why they're called the Yickers. They're still going on with that. That's G for the D. RLI Refs says Challenge Cup, is there anything better to do when you've no game? Absolutely not. Hashtag BBCRL. Adam Nagy, come on the Yickers. And Mike is tweeting in, he's trying to catch me out again. Mike says more live rugby league this afternoon thanks to BBCRL. Kai says let's go Haydock, St Helens are proud no matter what the outcome. Oh, and that kick's gone wide. So there's a missed opportunity. But 5 minutes played. And what a start for Haydock.
Great start, innit? That's what you want. Get the spirits up. Confidence plays a massive part. I think we're seeing that in Super League at the minute with some of the teams in places you won't expect. And it's a real enthusiasm grower. And if they can carry on getting to end of the sets, thinking about field position and getting a few penalties, could be in for a good afternoon.
Well, we saw very nearly an upset last time we sat here, didn't we, when we watched Siddle battering the Toronto Wolfpack. There's a bit of an injury here, isn't there? This doesn't look good. So the referee's across there. He wants to play this ball, doesn't he? Wants to play this ball, and so he can get on with it. Big, sharp intake of breath. Here comes the magic stuff.
Magic sponge, down back at neck in this weather. You'll soon be right.
I think the polite term here is winded, isn't it? You think?
I think he's winded, or he's been hit. Oh no, it looks like a foot. I think it's an ankle.
He's just going to the sidelines, but he's going to try and run it off. 4-0, Haydock lead. Early stages of this game, and what a start to the match we've had as well. They're coached, by the way, Chris Smith, Haydock's coach, Chris Smith, ex-St Helens and Castleford winger. You'll remember him. Played in a couple of grand finals, I think, didn't he, for St Helens, and played in that World Cup semi-final when Wales rattled Australia back in 2000. That's a very decent kick towards the corner, which is making Lepori work hard. He's lost the ball. Haydock will get head and feet at the scrum. The amateur side are flying here.
Look at the enthusiasm from as well, smacking each other's backside, revving up, ready to push this scrum and potentially get another early try. And it's all out of the kicking game, kicking early, getting to corners in this squelching mud, very difficult to deal with and pick up. And great tactics from Chris Smith, an old youth player as well. I think he finished at the youth community club, and I remember coaching, standing against him a fair few times. Very much involved with the community game. I'm not sure what takes him back to St Helens, but well, that way anyway.
So here they have a real chance, and it's Dolan who will take them on and gets very close and slides over. Oh, can you believe this? Look at those scenes. Look at those scenes. Dean Dolan. Haydock have a second. Barely 10 minutes played. Whoa. Whatever the script was supposed to be, rip it up and start again.
That's it, they can dare to dream, and I tell you, as a professional player, you can come out sometimes and make the huge error of thinking it's going to be an easy game, it's going to be a bit of a rollover, and the start can be slow. It's been a slow start from Oldham here, and Haydock have capitalised on every little bit of that, and good on them, 8-0.
North Wales Masters tweeting, watching from Colwyn Bay, awesome start by Haydock. Sandy says, Haydock, good try. Jack Finney, yes the boys. Martin Douglas says, yickary-doo-dah indeed. It's 8 points to 0 with a kick to come. My word, my word.
My oh my, what a wonderful day.
Delayed start, but there's been nothing delayed about the way that Haydock are playing at the moment.
Words or behaviour may be addicted to the stadium. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah, just been corrected here as well. Oldham in blue shorts, not black shorts. Do apologise. but a chance for a conversion. 8 points to 0. Just about 10 minutes played. This was supposed to be a walkover by Oldham, this, Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Well, it's not. They've, if that's what they thought, they've made a huge error. And that's what amateur teams are really good at. It's called old manning. You know, those little unwritten rules, those pirate codes that exist within the Yorkshire Leagues and Lancashire Leagues and the North West Counties Leagues. A different style of rugby where you can't hide in some of these ruffians, as rough as they might be, might not have experienced that real grunt and determination of the amateur game. And I tell you, they're not going to go away now, this Haydock team. They're dreaming.
Well, it's 2 kicks missed, but it remains 8-0. John McCauley's tweeting in. He says, Dave, can you tell Elaine to lend a hand with the painting so I can watch the second half? I'm doing all the work. Hashtag BBCRL. Elaine, lend a hand with the painting. Give John a break. Because this is a terrific story. In fact, forget the painting.
Yeah, forget it.
Forget all the paintings.
Go buy canvas.
Yeah. Here's Dolan again. Picks up and plays. He was hurt before that try.
Still is, bless him.
Yeah, it's still going on.
And he's still having a go at kicking goals.
So the big drive forward again. Oldham looking to match Mike with Mike. Neil and Davis amongst the big front rowers involved there. So Michael Sexton, a dummy half again. It's a little slow, but you'd expect it to be heavy pitch. We've seen heavier, but it is a difficult treacly type field out there. Sexton again will collect. And Haydock know that they'll have to keep in the faces of their opponents here today. You can't just park the bus, can you, as we've mentioned before? Not in rugby league. You've got to keep playing, and that's a decent kick. That is a very decent kick that holds up a little in the mud. Lepori is back to collect it. Look at the chase again here from Danny G, who's not only chased, he's made a tackle as well. Terrific stuff from Danny G. Ex-England Lionheart, been to Canada a couple of times, representing the international game at community level. Pick up and a run from Jamel Chisholm here, who's managed to make it, what, about 35 yards away? But they're going through the tackles. Haydock was piling on the pressure again. Gibson throwing in a shoulder there too, and Brown was involved. Oldham finding it difficult to make any kind of yardage here. So eventually it's off the boot of Hewitt to that muddy patch. And it's a decent chase by Oldham on that occasion. Danny Lantry with the tackle.
Some great game management here from Haydock. I think they're wanting to concede this, compete in this arm wrestle by getting a great kick away, not giving any penalties away, not give any silly errors to Oldham, and just keep completing the sets. Build the pressure, keep building the pressure on Oldham, and I tell you, as long as it goes on, the longer it goes on, the more chance they've got of scoring another try.
Well, they're tickling towards the touchline here, but comfortably inside. So back for another big boot downfield. And a run across by Lepori. In fact, he's going to leave it here for Chisholm, and Chisholm will run it back into that mud. That's going to slow him down a little, but he's evaded one. Up there again was Danny G, but Sexton there too, helping him out with that tackle. Get him onside, screams an Oldham supporter. There's the frustration of a home fan, seeing his side trail at the moment. Lots of time to go though. Neil takes it in. Langtry waiting at dummy half. This time it's Ben Davis, but he's going to get the line. The penalty's been given for offside.
The crowd, you're right, the crowd's won him a penalty there, reminded referees, get him onside, and that's the beauty of the amateur game.
Haydock are doing it, says Swindon St George fan. Haydock are doing it, this is great, come on the amateurs. Well, they're doing it at the moment, but here comes the first real wave of Oldham attack, a first real test here. Davis, the ball's gone to ground, it's a knock-on. An apology from Ben Davis, the former Wigan and Castleford and Widnes and Halifax player, and it's Haydock who get possession back again.
There's an old TV game show where once you've got a fair bit of money, you used to say bank it, and when you get a bit of field position, you need to bank it sometimes. I think Oldham needed to camp down on Haydock's line and start building a little bit of reversed pressure, and you can see the desperation already in the offloads that they try to throw out there. They didn't need it at all, but they've come up with a poor error.
Here's an unfair one from Dane Fleetwood. He says, wait till Scott Johnson comes on. Snagsy, one of the slowest men in Britain, he said. He's called Snagsy because he's only got one tooth, Scott Johnson. Watch out for him. He'll be number 14 when he comes on for Haydock. but a real workhorse of the team. Come through the juniors. This is Dean Dollin. He's going to be a dad soon as well. Just been given the good news. He's going to be a dad. There might be a couple of halves being sunk tonight if his side can hold on here today, and knowing that he's going to be a father not too distant future as well. Happy days. Haydock in yellow. Haydock in their pomp. Back it comes towards the middle, but Oldham's defence is rushing up. What's the referee giving here? Oh, it's 6 settle. I think it's the handover. Handover, so there's a wasted position.
Certainly is. I spoke too soon there. I talked about the game management being really good, and they've settled it in on the last tackle. I've done that a fair few times myself, much to my halfback's disapproval.
So here they come out of dummy half again, and Davis always lost it again, has he? Is that twice? Yep, referee says it wasn't stolen, and then somebody says something out of place, whispers a sweet nothing in the referee's ear. Oh, it's a holding down. I apologise, it's holding down he's giving it for, but it's a penalty nonetheless for Haydock.
It certainly is, and you can tell how switched on a team is by how quick they get to a ball, a loose ball that's on the floor. The first team to get to it and get down and win possession, and he's won himself a penalty as well. And the Haydock boys are absolutely full of enthusiasm at the minute.
Come on, you Yickers, from Big Dave Worrell off West End Road. That's the tweet we've got in. The Yickers are on their way to Toronto is another tweet. Well, you never know. Mark Hinman tweets, Haydock are definitely the races today. That's poorest fun of the day today, Mark. And Matt Hurst says, loving this in Rochdale, from Matt. Thank you, Matt. Hashtag BBCRL. Let's get us we were trending a couple of weeks ago. Let's get trending again. And Oldham are trending at the moment with a big effort in defence. They've got a bit of pride to reclaim here. That was a good effort, wasn't it, from George Tyson. Haydock towards the halfway line. 2 tries to the good. Playing really well. Battering their way back inside Oldham territory again here. Sexton goes left. Little kick by Gibson. Work to do again by the back 3. Lepori picks it up, looking for a way out. Done really well. Swinging arm of Dollin doesn't slow him down. Eventually he's captured. I think it's Connor Smith who's got across there to make the telling tackle. Little help as well from Andrew Bacon. So Oldham starting their set here, and knowing that they've got a lot of work to do through this slippery mud. We saw the Toronto game. Despite the class that Toronto have got, undoubtedly, when it's a pitch like this, it's very difficult to score tries.
It'd be interesting as well, Dave, to go through and have a look at the boots, the footwear that each one of these players have got on. The big fashion at the minute is the blades, and they don't hold too well in this sort of condition. You need the big 22mm studs, the rugby league studs that they used to have a few years ago, but sometimes players get it wrong, even at Super League level.
Kieran Gill on loan from Castleford. Special dispensation, as we said, to play today. Back it goes for Leatherbarrow to put the ball high in the air. Here's a tester for the full-back, but passed with honours by Jones, who catches safely and runs it back, where he's tackled by Leatherbarrow, the man who put the kick downfield. It was a good sign of a half-back, that isn't it? If he puts the kick up, if he's the man to make the tackle.
Certainly is, puts everybody on side and allows the kick chase team to get right up there. And cheeky offload.
Alex James with the offload, keeping it alive. This is Jones again, involved. Michael Sexton, nicknamed Sambuca, don't ask. There's the kick downfield. And it's dropped by Lepori, as the referee decided. Yep, he said it went backwards. But there's some nervousness about Oldham, isn't there? They're not handling the ball well at times here today. They're being put under pressure here.
Certainly are, but it keeps coming down with a big dollop of mud on it. It's not going to be easy to catch, and the crowd right behind them, Haydock crowd behind the Oldham team.
Stuart Davis says, Danny G's having a great game, come on you Yickers. Also, Chewy, come on Haydock, stayed up late in Sydney to watch you smash Oldham. So, g'day from Staley Bridge to Sydney. And Viresh Start says, proper rugby, love the Challenge Cup. Here come Oldham again, forcing their way to within 30 metres, 25 metres of that Haydock line. It's Spencer now who puts it back, and this is going through hands. Lepori will put the foot down. Has he got the pace? Well, he has, I think, yes. I think the pitch, the conditions might have helped him there. Lepori, real determination Terrific stuff, and he's managed to get himself over the line, and Oldham have a try back.
Certainly, I think that was the first shape that Oldham have had the opportunity to put on, and they run it really, really well. Just took advantage of the too tight a defence from the Haydock guys there. Couldn't quite get across and make the cover tackles, and a well-worked try from the Ruffians.
Yep, the Ruffians are over. Interesting story, Richard Lepori. He has been playing on the wing recently, but he's moved to fullback because Scott Turner is injured today. He's played at Whitehaven. He was at Whitehaven in 2015. He actually had a spell in Australia as well, in the Cairns and District League. But he was originally at Salford. He came through the academy at Salford, and that, of course, is where Scott Naylor spotted him.
Certainly, there's a few of those boys as well. Jack Spencer, I know he's a friend of Callum Watkins, played amateur with him back in the day, and you know, it's great to see so many lads still carrying on, still playing the rugby league in some of the lower divisions. Jamal Chisholm, remember picking up, I was coaching the 16s at Leeds, and we signed him from Edinburgh Juniors, and he was that kick. Is that the kick?
That's wide.
Just wide.
That's wide.
And he was that quick that when he fell over, he'd roll 10-15 metres absolutely right. He used to catch birds as a child, like a pigeon catcher. And he's a bit bigger now, slowed down a little bit, but still representing and playing well.
21 minutes or so played now. Oldham 4, Haydock 8. I think many would have predicted this kind of a scoreline outside of the Haydock precincts before the match.
Interchange for Haydock, number 15, Carl Cheetham, replacing number 10, Adam
Roy of
Brown.
the Rovers stuff by Haydock so far, says Tony. Carl Lloyd says, waiting for the appearance of the man of the match last time out, the chamois leather. Well, no need for the chamois. Chamois leather's been retired for this game. Oh, you can't tackle a man before he's caught a ball. I think that's the easiest penalty that referee Mr. Bennett will give all day.
Certainly will be. A bit of desperation there, and it was a short kick as well, I think. They need to be in it for the long term. We talked about a slow player coming on later. It's certainly a marathon, this, not a race. And just keep kicking that ball deep. That's what's got them the try so far, forcing Oldham into errors and getting possession at right end of field.
So Oldham they'll be hoping that they've just steadied the ship a little here. They have Owen at dummy half, and a little double forward again. And the footwork did the defender. Once again, there's a little trip.
Like a trip, that's
yeah, a little trip.
Lucky to get sent off them back in there.
I think the referee maybe good refereeing there. I think he's just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Muddy pitch.
Stern warning.
Yeah. So here comes the tap. Hewitt having possession. Now it's Spencer. Spencer 20 yards away. Oldham still trailing here. Over halfway through this first half. Owen sharpish from dummy half. Back it comes to Leatherbarrow. The pass is long towards Grimshaw, but Grimshaw's held round the ankles. Gets it away though to Langtree. Langtree having a little search here, taking a bit of fuel out of the tank of these Haydock defenders who have to race back to their own goal line to carry on defending. Owen going left again. Leatherbarrow. Oh, the ball's been lost this time by Spencer. Picked up, and it's going to be Dollin who has a chance to clear the lines. So another little bit of relief here for Haydock.
Certainly, and Oldham are finding their feet now, starting to put some decent shapes on the ones that we see most weekends in Super League. Running some good lines, but great scrambling defence there from Haydock.
So here it comes back to the middle again, and this heavy labour stuff that Haydock have to do. Danny Lowry says the Yickers are having a party. Come on, Haydock. Make Phil get the beers in at the Haydock reading rooms later. So go on, Phil, get the beers in. And Rob says, cannot explain how proud I am of my local Haydock rugby team, doing us all at Yickers proud. Ripping boys. Well, they are ripping in. They're doing the amateur game. Really proud at the moment. We've got Carl Cheetham on the field for Haydock, by the way. He's just come on. Adam Brown has gone off. But it's Oldham in possession. Owen. This is Spencer. Oldham pressing close again here. Can they make the pressure count this time? Owen ducking and weaving. It's the unlikely figure of Neil, Adam Neil, who goes in at dummy half. Leatherbarrow goes right to Langtree. Langtree stepping back. Oh, and again it's come free. Where's this going? It's another set of six. It's another set of six. Adam Clay. So that's the 0 tackle. So 6 tackles from here. Leatherbarrow in by Neil. Adam Neal. Vintage of Salford, 45 appearances for Salford in the Super League back in the day. And a little step and a reach. Oh, and the referee just has a look there, but they've done well to hold Lepori up. Back it comes to Hewitt. Hewitt with a kick. Where's this chase? Oh, did he get a hand on that? No, he didn't get a hand on it, but the referee has still given a penalty. Someone's asking about a penalty try, but the referee decided there was an infringement in back play there, and so has given the penalty.
It looked like a try to me. It looked like a great weighted kick just in behind the sticks into a bit of a muddy patch, taking away this sting, the roll. But they must have been offside, and I think maybe that saved them. It'd be a big test for them now to see if they can defend a third consecutive set on the line.
Sammy G is on, as you can see, his tap, and Jack Spencer will take it in, and Sammy G will take it up here again, flicks it out to that left-hand side, delayed pass, ball's lost. But is this a high tackle? Yep, high tackle, so another penalty for Oldham.
Fourth set. This is getting into the realms of heroes if you can defend 4 sets on your line in these sort of conditions. You're looking tired, but if you want something special, you've got to come up with something special as well.
Here they come. Oldham, another wave of attack. See that Michael Ward is on the field here as well, and he takes that pass from G, and Michael Ward, Oldham-born Irish international. You'd never believe looking at him, he used to be a winger, but he was. And he's managed to force his way over. Really powerful props, tried to make it 8-8.
I don't think there's many people in the United Kingdom would stop him from that sort of range. Reminds me of a little cartoon character in a cartoon called E-Man, Ram-Man. Right under the sticks there, nobody could deal with him. And in this sort of weather as well, if you're on the floor with some sort of momentum from 4 or 5 metres out, the greasy nature of the grass is going to take you right over. Another try for Oldham. Going to turn it into 10 points.
Dave says Oldham are now over the traps and will win by a couple of lengths. I think he was responsible for the Haydock races thing, I think. Joe Gettins, come on the Yickers. Stephen Corrigan says, watching Haydock fly the flag in RD in Ireland. Come on the Yickers, do it for Eric. Indeed. The former chairman who sadly passed away recently because of pancreatic cancer. Terry Kirkham says, hi, what's any chance of a shout-out of Rylands Sharks on the 12s, Northwest Counties Cup game versus Rochdale Mayfield on Sunday. There you have it. Leatherbarrows kick the goal, so Oldham lead by 10 points to 8. We're coming up to the half-hour mark here. Jamie Jones Buchanan, Oldham looking now as they're going to assert some authority in this game. Or can Haydock get back in it again?
I think Haydock need to focus, get back their focus on their kicking game. They've had some nice +2 kicks, they've shipped it along and it's looked really structured, but as the last 10 minutes or so has gone on, they've gone away from that, made a few errors and given a few silly penalties away and given Oldham an opportunity to get back in the game.
Kevin Pars tweeted, tell our Jan to get out of the way of the TV so the lads can watch the mighty Yickers. Jan, get out of the way! There's some history being made here. Oldham lead though by 10 points to 8. The team from the Championship, 1 tier below the Super League, whose side contains several ex-Super League players, are leading the team who are 8 tiers down in Rugby League, who are making Challenge Cup history today simply by being here, and who for a while led, but I think we are going to have a sin-binning Jordan Gibson. The skipper is sin-binned. Is that a little harsh?
I can only assume that there's been a flurry of incidents between him and the referee. He's obviously had a few things to say to the referee and he's had enough. He sent him to the bin. Nicknamed the King. Well, he's going to go sit on his throne for 10 minutes and watch from afar, and it's a shame because he's played a part in the kicking game as well. And as the time goes on, they get more tired, Haydock, get more desperate. Those little penalties, them lazy efforts will start creeping in, much to their detriment.
So Oldham with a chance here to re-establish that authority. 12 men of Haydock having to battle it out. They're going to have to survive here till the end of this first half. Persistent offending is what we're told is the reason for that sin-binning. Here it comes back. Oh, and again a brave hand in there from Dolan. He's having a wow of a game, isn't he? He was hurt after only a couple of minutes, but he's really getting involved, scoring tries out there on that right-hand side, but it's only a temporary resistance because Oldham have it back again, and here they come once again, looking through Kieran Gill to move within 5 metres of this Haydock line. Oh, has that gone to ground? Is that just a knock-on? It is. Sammy G has knocked it on, and so it'll be Haydock's head and feet.
Yeah, as a coach, you'll be getting a message on, get to end of your set here, keep hold of some ball. They've not had it for 5 or 6 sets now, done a lot of defending. Those legs will start getting heavy, and the pitch is only going to cut up a little bit more, so they need to get to the end of the sets, kick the ball behind Oldham's halves, and kick real deep and have a great kick chase.
Just like Sammy G on the field, and we mentioned it in the build-up, that he's the grandson of the great Ken G, the Wigan prop of the 1930s through to the 1950s. And Bilko on Twitter saying that local Wigan amateur teams used to proudly compete in the annual Ken G Cup, but sadly it disappeared about 3 years ago. So that's it's always disappointing when a bit of history disappears.
So he was a player in the 1930s, Dave, and you asked if I knew who he was.
To the 1950s.
My mum wasn't born till 63.
You can still, you know who Winston Churchill is, don't you?
Yeah, true.
Ken G is kind of rugby league royalty, if you like. So here come Haydock, leading for a while in this game by 8 points to 0, but finding themselves pushed back now to a 2-point deficit, but having lost none of their fight. I know people who've watched their games in the cup saying they're really impressed by how good a rugby team they are, but a little bit of off-putting has led them to drop the ball. Scott Leatherbarrow coming out and making enough nuisance of himself to see that Danny G will drop the ball. So head and feet for Oldham here.
I thought he was hard done to there. I thought he was knocked down by the Oldham player, if I'm honest. But not got the privilege of an action replay, but it is what it is.
Adele says, my lad is a true Roughhead supporter, is gutted. He's baking bread. Say hello to Nathan. Hello, Nathan. I'm sure that bread will be worth it. Oldham making Nathan smile a little here because they are just getting on top just for the moment. Adam Neal takes it in, 20 metres away. Sammy G just making his intentions known to his teammates. The ball out wide along the ground. There might be a bit of fortune in that, and Adam Clay cuts in, but Haydock's defence is able to recover. It had gone to hand. I think Clay would have been favourites, but it didn't, so he wasn't. Now it comes back towards Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow with a little pass on the inside for Langtree, who keeps it alive. Leatherbarrow puts it back again, and a big hit forward again, but they're going to be held up short. G, arms outstretched, wants this ball played. Throws it back towards the middle. Leatherbarrow slipping and sliding a little in the mud. They've got the numbers here, and they've got a try scorer in the shape of George Tyson. Essentially a centre named in the back row today. Either way, he knows his way to the try line from that distance and from that angle. And Oldham now with their third back-to-back try, beginning to boss it a little at 14 points to 8.
Back row centre, it's a very similar position when it comes to running lines, and run a great line there. Just too far for the Haydock defenders to get over. There was only 3 men outside the post. Ideally you want 4, and it's tough in these sort of conditions when you've got big men to deal with in the middle. You don't want to under-budget yourself, but it just got caught out with shape then. A nice little shape from Oldham to get themselves a third try.
Keith Simpson loving this Challenge Cup on the red button. Hope it's on next year. Get more rugby league on the TV. We're trending again apparently. Hashtag BBCRL. So that's good. G from the D says JJB's been around for so long, it's quite a surprise he didn't play against Kenny G. I can't remember. And Barry McDermott, our mate Barry McDermott says, well done lads, enjoying the coverage, come on Oldham. There's one of your Oldham legends that you mentioned earlier.
It is.
Barry McDermott.
He rang me yesterday as well, I didn't ring him back, he won't be happy. Hiya Buzz.
Here's the kick that's good from Leatherbarrow. 16 points to 8. Oldham lead. And Haydock, well, the body language looks just a little rejected at the moment, doesn't it? They just need to lift themselves here. They'll be feeling it as well. I mean, that's the other thing. 8th tier down. The difference in fitness levels. I mean, these lads, we've seen the NCL teams who are about 5-6 divisions above these boys, how fit they are. And these are, you know, to your average bloke, these are fit lads. But compared against championship side like Oldham, they're going to be very much second best, aren't they?
The difference is huge, really. And we just emphasised how many tiers down these guys really are, and to be 16-8 at this stage of the game is quite remarkable. But we'll be looking forward to the half-time break when they can regroup, regather, re-enthuse themselves.
Oldham will be hoping to have painted a few more points on the scoreboard before that hooter sounds. Neil, that wasn't the tightest to play the balls from Adam. Neil, was it? He got up and he walked all over, he kicked it a little bit, and then he looked at the referee as if to say, what have I done wrong there? Well, I'll tell you what you've done wrong there, you've not played the ball. Not as it should be. So this is a lift here for him.
It certainly is. That's exactly what they want, and an opportunity to get a try, sneaky, cheeky try, just before half-time, and bring some real possibilities into this second half. And again, their game management was outstanding. When they get their half back in this second half and get some cohesion back, can really start to build pressure on Oldham. And as time goes on, the pressure will really rain down on them.
Joshua Beckett says, tell me, Mum, to get me a drink, Dave. I can't blink without missing anything in this game. Mum, get Joshua a drink. And behind a smile, MP says the number 9, Sammy G, has changed the game. He has made an impact, hasn't he, since
I absolutely agree. He's been brilliant as he's come on. Unfortunately, they've just made an error here, Doc.
Yeah.
Dean Dolan.
So head and feed for Oldham. We don't have the official time, but I'll make an estimate for you in just a moment, and I can make my stopwatch work. I think we've got about 3 minutes of the first half remaining here, maybe just a little bit more than that. So desperately, Haydock will be hoping that clock ticks down as quickly as possible. There's a bit of wrestling going on there. You can't get away with that in a Challenge Cup tie. So a penalty for Oldham.
Just can't deal with him, the boys. One-on-one is a wrecking ball.
There's the kick. That's the roof. And here's the tap, which is taken by Danny Grimshaw. Oh, and the handling not good from Oldham this time, and Haydock have it back. No advantage. So head and feed for the Yickers, the team in yellow.
Yickers, my favourite definition, Dave, is still the Canal Navy worker.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It sounds right as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's got a bit of heritage behind it, a bit of history.
So here we go with a feed. Andrew Bacon will put it in. Back of the scrum there was Rob Sexton. And this is Dean Dolan, who's still short of the halfway line. Picks himself out of the mud. There's another laundry job to be done here, isn't there? Kyle Braithwaite on from the bench, making a decent break forward as well. And Haydock making progress here, but Oldham's shoulders are tough. Danny Langtree, the former St Helens Academy player, gets in and makes himself felt. Now it's Bacon, Andrew Bacon. Smokey is held up 22 away. Michael Sexton, he's the elder brother of Rob, the loose forward. This is Connor Smith. So I'm on the telly last night, Connor Smith talking about this game. 5 gone, here comes the 6th. Michael Sexton again. Look at Oldham's line speed here, trying to create a bit of pressure. Oh, it's a little chip and chase, and he didn't quite come off. Oh, and that is tackle 6, and it's a handover.
That was lovely. How often do you see them these days? They're rare. And there's you see a fair few in amateur game. What a nice little chip and chase that was. Regathered it, unfortunately, just couldn't get the ball away. Great little scramble from Oldham, and he's paid the price. Look, taking a bit of a bang as a big man.
Anthony Atherton has put on a picture of, I presume, an offspring holding a rugby league ball in front of the game on telly. Says, "Come on, Haydock, starting them young. The 4 rounds of coverage have done wonders for the community game." I know Anthony works hard in a community game as well.
Word of advice as a dad here with rugby playing kids: give them sponge balls inside the house. When they start levelling it round room, and it goes through television.
Matthew Stankovic saying that roof makes a fantastic noise. It does, doesn't it? We've not got enough penalties hitting the roof. It's great, but here come Oldham bringing it clear again. They want to get on with it. They want to play the game here. G at dummy half, working it out and working it left. Haydock's defenders up really quickly though. They'll be running clearly on empty at the moment, but they are running on enthusiasm and adrenaline as well. As George Tyson takes it wide, you can see the Haydock bench there, willing their side on. Chris Smith, the coach, in amongst them. Back towards the middle. The handling to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow goes wide. This is a good break. Now there's an opportunity. Grimshaw knows he has a winger to finish. Doesn't need the winger. Bumps off Jones. And Grimshaw is over. The former York and Hunslet player. And he will score the try.
What a shame, I thought he was going to get in there, the cover tackle, but looked real tired, just got bumped off, and a great finish. They'll be happy with that going in at half-time. And they've got to keep the heads up. Haydock, got to keep their heads up there and keep talking to each other, regather, keep smiling. There's a long way to go yet.
Well, Danny Grimshaw originally, we said he played at York and Hunslet originally as a Charleston lad, played for Charleston Rovers. They've got a fine Challenge Cup pedigree, haven't they? I think the Charleston town or village has produced 4 Lance Todd Trophy winners down the years.
Charleston are outstanding. They were a very, very good team, but they're a few times and got pumped as well.
Back at Wall, that's the ground, isn't it? Back at Wall at Charleston.
Yeah.
Can you name the 4 Lance Todd Trophy winners?
Danny Kermon's local team, that I think. I can't, mate. You're educating me today, Dave. Go for it. Go for it.
I can remember 2. Oh, there's the kick.
I know Wood played in Keith Seen in the Sheffield Eagles.
Well, two of the Fox brothers, Neil and Don, were both Lance Todd Trophy winners. They came from Charleston, not necessarily played for the club Charleston. I think there's 2 more Lance Todd Trophy winners. Someone will tell us on Twitter. Kicks missed, 20 points to 8. Half-time looming here. Haydock got us all pumped and enthusiastic in the early stages because we love a story. We're not biased against Oldham in any way, but we love a story, and an underdog doing well in the Cup is always a story. But Oldham showing a little more class as this half has gone on. Gibson back on the field with the restart. Tap by Leatherbarrow to bring it under control. And a decent run back by Clay. I think everybody on both sides will be quite anxious to hear the referee's whistle at the end of what has been a really bruising first half of Ladbrokes Challenge Cup Rugby League action here on BBC. Lepori out of dummy half, not square, offside. So penalty, and this could be punishing here, couldn't it?
Certainly could. Really starting to find the feet now with Oldham. Starting to get a bit of confidence, playing with some zip out of dummy half, and causing Haydock all kinds of problems. And he nearly saved that, but I think he was in the crowd when he caught it. Wasted a few more minutes, a few more seconds.
Somebody's tweeting Haydock players right now, #BBCRL. Go and have a look at the #BBCRL. There's a lovely little, I think call it a meme, anyway, of how Haydock players can be represented, because they are running on empty here. They've given everything in this game, and they can't clear the ruck there. That's, well, he's given it for offside, I think, but they've not been able to clear the ruck as well. And this is one man's embodiment of how Haydock are feeling at the moment, having given everything in this game.
And he could also be wasting a little bit of time as well.
You're cynic.
I am judging. I know how the amateur boys think. They're clever. They're very, very smart. You can take a little bit of it in the professional game sometimes. Boys are tired. I'll just stay down for 2 minutes. Get the sponge on.
You see, I always go for the romantic interpretation. Yep. You're going for the hard-headed.
No, cold spray. He just wants a bit of cold spray on the shoulder.
Debbie White says, watching, shout out to some of the lads from Waterhead, under-11s, who are ball boys today. So well done to the Waterhead boys who are helping out. Lynn Smith, come on Haydock, we Yickers never give up. Well, they've got to fight back to produce here. Dying stages of this first half. If you are joining us late, Gibson and Dollin, 2 early heroes for Haydock, leading 8 points to 0 in the first 10 minutes. But Oldham have found their collective will and way since then. This fellow with the ball in his hands has made a difference since he's come on, Sammy G. And Oldham, with tries through Lepori and Ward and Tyson and Grimshaw, find themselves with a lead. Haydock again, not quite back. I think the referee just giving a charitable interpretation of that and giving them another chance to get back. All that ball's gone to ground, and there's a lift for Haydock. And look at this for Enterprise, willing to go with it right at the end of the game. The kick downfield right at the end of the half. It's going to be smothered, and well, it might come back the other way here. No, the referee says no advantage. So we'll go back to where the original knock-on was, and we'll give head and feed to Haydock at the scrum.
Certainly was, and smart bit of quick thinking there. Chip over the top for his wingers. And I've not seen many free play tries scored, but there was one last night by Tom Johnson in very similar circumstances, really. Deep in their own half, chipped across and showed some great pace, but still a decent rule. I think for those quick thinkers who can take advantage, it's one eye up, stays in.
Well, that's it. The hooter sounds. That's the end of the first half here. Fascinating first half it's been. 20 points to 8. Oldham lead at 7:45 on Tuesday morning on BBC Radio 5 Live for the 5th round. Oh, the ball's fallen over, so Scott Leatherbarrow's going to have another go here. Hashtag BBCRL. We're trending again. I think we're up to 4 in the trending list. So keep your hashtag BBCRL tweets coming in. We'll try and get to as many as possible if we can. But what a great start to this game when Haydock scored the opening 2 tries and led by 8 points to 0 at one stage. But Oldham coming firing back as this second half has gone on, and or rather as that first half went on, and they now seemingly in control. But it only takes one score here from Haydock to put the cat amongst the pigeons again.
Certainly does. They need to get into opposition's half and play out the sets, be a little bit more disciplined than what they were the back end of the first half. They've had the quarter oranges, they've had a bit of water, team talk, and a bit of cohesive chat from one another, and some little trick plays like this as well might make the difference.
A little chip over the top, but it's easily taken by Adam Clay. So Oldham in possession again here. Sammy G, who's on. He was in the Warrington Academy and the Wigan Academy when he was younger. To London Scholars, Whitehead. But he's been at Oldham now for 2 or 3 years. And here he comes out of dummy half and back to Leatherbarrow. And Oldham looking to keep that ball alive. It goes to ground, but they keep it. No, they don't. No, they don't. Chance here. A kick on and a chase. I think the referee's whistle is going in the background. So there's not too much enthusiasm from anyone other than those, Danny Davis amongst them, who are chasing it down, because the referee had already blown for a knock-on, and he's given Oldham the head.
Oh, that's a shame. Some nice football skills there on a football pitch, and there's no football being played in any time soon anyway.
Yeah, you wouldn't fancy the Barcelona approach on here, would you? Staley Bridge Celtic's home ground, this. But it's the home ground of Oldham at the moment. Paul D. Holton says on Twitter, "Bring on the fight back, Haydock, let's have it," from Springy Hull KR. Alan Graham says, "Say hi to Gary Melling, the touch judge. Excellent flag action. Pity he's a Wigan fan." Joe Gettins, "Come up the Yickers." Steve Guy, "Come on you Yickers." Lots of support for Haydock going on Twitter still. Hashtag BBCRL if you want to take part. And here, Oldham looking to get close again. Joe Burke is the man who's put down. G at dummy half. Leatherbarrow with a clean shirt on. Gets a cute little ball away to Spencer, who keeps it alive. And G is there, ready and waiting. Forcing his way back. You can see the Haydock line. Gill at dummy half. Not the cleanest of passes, but they're allowed to keep it here. Gill again. Shoulder in. There's a half claim for a high tackle, but the referee says it was around the shoulder. Now it comes to Leatherbarrow. That's a lovely kick to the in-goal area. There's all kinds of hands after that one. I think the referee is going to give it as a try. He does. Oldham have a try early in this second half. Exactly the start they wanted. Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Lovely piece of skill that, and it's sacrilege these days when they kick it dead. If it goes too hard, the danger is you've got a 7 tackle tapped on it to defend against. But if you can get it right, as it just it's a real opportunity. And I always said, in conditions like this, the kicking game is massive. Kick for tries, and they've got another really nice one.
Sponsored by Rita Walton. He's second of the afternoon.
Here we go. Richard Lepori is the man who's given the try. 2 now for him this afternoon. Melway 42 has tweeted, he says, "Played on this ground 56 years ago, it was muddy then." Here comes Leatherbarrow to have the 2 points from right in front of the sticks. Over he goes. So another success for him, and 26 points to 8, the lead now for the Oldham Ruffians. I don't know if there's a camber on this field, but it will feel like uphill now for the rest of the second half.
There is a little bit of an uphill. The toes look like winkle pickers. They're sticking right up in the air, and they look like they're walking uphill, the boys. But they just keep a smile on their face and get a great kit chase. They're playing for pride. They're playing for amateur game. They're playing for all these fans that are tweeting in, getting right behind them. The Yicker army. And so far there's been no disgrace at all. They've put the best foot forward, and they want to finish it strong.
We gave a shout out earlier, if that's the word the youngsters use these days, to Josh Beckett's mum to make him a cup of tea. Well, he sent a picture of the cup of tea in and tweeted, "It worked, thank you." So you're welcome, Josh. That's
drunk half of it.
Yeah, he's drunk half of it. Anyway, that ball's gone to ground, and Oldham have lost it. Oldham have lost it. So it's going to be, it's just getting a little, well, not heated, but a little aggravated there, isn't it? So
remember his face!
And
Beckett's next time he runs it in!
Remember his face.
Remember his face.
Get him next time he runs it in. Love it. If you've never been to an amateur game, you're missing out.
If you missed that, remember his face and remember it next time he runs it. Is the advice to the Oldham play. Fantastic. But it's Haydock who have possession. And they need to remember the way to the try line here. Having started so brightly. Something now to lift the spirits is desired. Bacon at dummy half, going right to Connor Smith, whose nickname apparently is T-Dog because he's got so many tattoos. Loves an offload, does T-Dog Smith, but he can't offload on that occasion. So here's Rob Sexton, back towards the middle again. Haydock's players just taking it really honest, good endeavour. Sexton out of dummy half to this right-hand side, and Bacon puts a little bit of a step on, but Oldham defenders swarming all around him. 5 gone. Here comes the 6th tackle now. It's swung back towards the middle. The kick is a tester off the boot of Gibson. Oh, it's a great take. Good take in the conditions. Oldham able to clear their lines. And better than that, look at this for a swerving, sliding run out of danger by Adam Clark.
Oh, it's a great run to catch the ball 5 and 5 with so many players around you and manage to get over the 20-metre line. The Royce forwards will be patting him on the back and thanking him for that effort.
Steve Munslow says, much as I love Super League, it's great to see some old-fashioned grind on the beat. #BBCRL. Keep those tweets rolling in. Clash shouting from the crowd, says Steve Travis. And Adele Hudson, still proud of the Yickers getting so far, all behind you. I mean, it's a terrific story, isn't it? The fact that they've actually got here, and the rounds they played so far. Here's a step by Tyson, who's finding a way through. A little bit of corridor there, but Haydock's defenders back manfully to make those tackles count. It's Hughes who's gone in at dummy half there. There's the kick to that left-hand side. Oh, it's taken well over there by Danny Lee, but he in turn stumbles out of play. So brave effort.
It was a great effort, but he's just slid over there. Unfortunately, took that 5 and 5. I was hoping he'd get out to 20 as well, but I think you're right, Dave. It's great that they've made it this far, and they'll remember this. And I'm sure whatever league campaign or cup campaign they're going to get back involved in next week, it'll have lifted their spirits, having had this experience, being on the BBC, being broadcast to so many people. It's a great spectacle for them and their crowd.
Yeah, they had a great win against Thornhill in round 2, and 200 fans went down to London to watch them win against the West's Warriors in London as well. That's dropped, clean drop. Haydock, well, they'll get an advantage here. Second knock on, but the referee will say, we'll go back to the first one and give Haydock the head and feet. Terrific stuff. Terrific. The Phoenix in. Come on, the Yickers from all us at the Phoenix. Come on, Smokey from your kid Craig and Fanboy. Aaron Lynch, come on, there's a load of love for the Yickers here. Come on, the Yickers, says Aaron Lynch. There's a lot of really good amateur rugby league around St Helens, isn't there? You know, some famous names, and Haydock possibly get overlooked, but my word, they put their name in lights this year.
Yep, I remember a few. Blackbrook, St Helens Crusaders, back when it was my day, and Haydock's another name on the map. Certainly a lot more people in and around will know about this club, and I hope they send the kids there. I've seen some enthusiastic young children getting involved early on, and the more we can get the kids playing the more the game's going to grow.
And there's a kick from deep, which is necessary because the hard yards were difficult to find. That's a good chase again, though, by Dolan, who's not able to do much with Lepori because he's a slinky little runner out of that full-back position and put down 30 metres away. We've said it before. I mean, what we've seen on these Saturday afternoons with these Challenge Cup days is you know, it sounds patronising, but a load of effort, a load of passion, a load of enthusiasm from these community clubs. But more than that, some terrific skill. And for that reason alone, it's well worth adopting one of these community clubs, isn't it? Going down and watching and following them, get them followed.
Yeah, by the kit. My wardrobe's full of Stanley kit. You know, when I'm not a Leeds Rhino player and fan, I'm a Stanley boy.
Well, that's Leatherbarrow's clever kick over the top, which Adam Clay was interested in. Now, does the referee deem that this was played at? Yes, he does. So Oldham get the head and feed here.
And I think it's great, you know, players like Chris Smith, who played professional, represented it at the highest level, are going back there and sharing their knowledge of amateur game and going back to their roots. And it's great. We've got so many professionals and ex-professionals going back to the towns that they grew up in, because without those environments and opportunities, they'd never have played the professional game. No, these amateur clubs, these community clubs, are what the Super League Foundation's built on.
Scott Johnson there was working as a conductor, wasn't he? Trying to get the Haydock fans up and shouting, filling that terracing behind the end, which Haydock are defending at the moment. Oldham looking to turn the screw. Stepped by Hewitt, and he's still stepping here. Classy young player, Dave Hewitt. We heard from Barry McDermott a while ago, and he was tipping Hewitt for big things a few years ago. And the position he's found has enabled Joe Burke to get over for another Oldham try, the second of this second half. Joe Burke, the Welshman, the Welsh international, and Oldham thoroughly in control at 30 points to 8.
Yeah, they just started dropping off a little bit now. Haydock look a little bit tired, going up in dribs and grabs. When they started the game, they had some great kick chases, going in droves and waves of 4 or 5 players. At the minute, they're all trying to clean things up on their own, and that makes jagged lines and great opportunities, big gaps for Oldham to exploit.
Just on that quiz question earlier, by the way, the Charleston-born players who've won Lance Todd Trophy, Don Fox, Neil Fox, we've got Carl Dooler. Someone's tweeted in, Carl Dooler won it for Fev in 1967. But I think there's one more, so if anybody knows who the fourth one is, let us know. Aaron Adams, loving these games on a Saturday, shows what talent and enthusiasm we have in our community clubs. Here, Aaron. Joe Gettins, come on Haydock, we've got this. Shout out to Jack Abbott. Kieran Smith, come on you Yickers. There's a kick, that's good. So it's 32 points to 8 now. That Oldham now lead. It's rates, says Chris Mack and Kieran Patterson, need a bath more than these players, and they're just sat in the lounge. Mason Douglas heads up Haydock, not finished yet. And Darren says big shout out to Darren Tickle, Yicker's biggest fan. Well, here we go again. Haydock playing with loads of pride here today. And as we can tell from our social media, they've got lots of support as well. Either locals or neutrals, who are loving the way they've put up and shown up here today. And a good kickoff has given them possession again.
With such a big crowd to be playing in front of, both on the television here and live audience at the game, it's an opportunity to play a bit of maverick rugby here and come up with some fancy plays, enjoy themselves.
Jordan Shard on Twitter asking how long left. 28 minutes still to play, plus stoppage time. Haydock going wide, a little too wide as it turns out. James looking to cut back in, and is cut down. So here's Gibson at dummy half, and it's just going to be a drive forward again to pick out position with 5 gone. Here's the 6th. It's a dabbed effort by Gibson over the top, but taken easily enough for Jamel Chisholm, who's found a bit of space here. Well, he got his ankle slightly tapped, and eventually a very good tackle coming in from Alex James, otherwise he was away.
Certainly. Look at the speed of that, and another 5 metres on his back. Just shows you how dirty it is out there. But a great cover tackle there from Haydock.
Wasn't he Super League's fastest man 2 years running?
He was, he was, and then he's beaten, I think, by Jordan Broughton. I think the year after. It was great that they used to have it every year at the Nines tournament. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen anymore. But it's quite an interesting spectacle.
Well, that's gone to ground. Referee's got a bit of working out here to do. We'll do with Miss Marple in there somewhere to find out which way it's going to go, and he's given it head and feet to Oldham, and the Haydock players are not exactly happy with that. But he's just giving his explanation here. Look, you did that, they did that, and then you did this. And we're going to take the you did that bit that happened first as the basis for a scrum down head and feet. Number 16, by the way, for Oldham, Michael Ward. He started with 24. You might have seen he swapped his shirt midway through that first half.
There's a smart lad. Ward. There's a smart lad. A bit fishing I'd have done that, really, Dave. Straight in.
Swap your shirt.
Kit man.
Here's Tyson. Down he goes. Into dummy half comes Kenny Hughes. And a big driving effort again, and Oldham getting up to that 20-metre mark. Hughes waiting at dummy half again. A couple of St Helens clubs he's played for in Blackbrook and Thatto Heath down the years. Oldham moving it wide. The fullback Lapori just sneaking an extra pass in there, but Grimshaw's going to be held on to. 10 away from the Haydock line. Can we see some courageous defending again here from Haydock, or will the class of Oldham tell once more? Burke in, referee has given another high shot, so another penalty for Oldham.
Oh, you could just see the ghost leave a few of the Haydock players there. Heads went back, another penalty, another set of 6 to defend. Wow.
Here we come, effort in by Langtree, Danny Langtree, held up just short. So the ball is played back towards Hughes again. Infringement at the play the ball. We might be close to a team warning here, where every Haydock player is put on a warning and the next one who makes a mistake might be sin bin, but we've not reached that position just yet. The referee's allowing the game to continue. Leatherbarrow goes wide. Grimshaw tries to cut back inside again. Haydock's defenders, boy are their lungs being tested. They'll be burning here now, these Haydock lungs. Legs feeling like lead, but knowing that they've got to lift their effort again for 4 more tackles at least here, on their own line. Oldham will keep testing and keep searching. Look at that effort, the ball's lost, the ball's gone to ground, and that's all down to that Haydock effort. They come up with head and feet at the scrum.
They all chipped in for each other. How many's there? 6, 7, 8. All got across, get the shoulders in, forced an error, get the ball back, give them crowd that's right behind them something to sing about, and a bit of enthusiasm about around the ground.
Matteo Portuguesa says he's going to buy a Haydock jersey as soon as possible. That's what we were talking about before. Get behind your community team. So well done, Matteo. I'm sure that'll be loved down Haydock way. Here come Haydock looking to move their way out of trouble down that ploughed field. They'd stick a few spuds in there at half-time, and I don't think they'd have noticed, would they? Coming up for spring.
It's like a meteorite's been through it.
And it's that time of the year. We're seeing plenty of pitches like this, aren't we? Connor Smith, man of steel for Haydock last year, and doing well on this occasion because he's helped keep that ball alive. And the Yickers are up just beyond the 40-metre mark. You can see the bench just behind, watching on. That's been dropped, it's knocked on. As soon as it hits an Oldham player, it has to be a knock-on. And head and feed for Oldham.
Like a missile, shot himself out of a cannon there, great line speed, got some great shoulder contact, forced the error. And they're struggling now, poor Haydock, to get out of their own half.
Stuart Davis says a couple of bad calls from the ref against Haydock, but the class of Oldham has shone through. Haydock can hold their heads up high, they certainly can. And somebody tweeted a picture of Bernard Cribbins crying, and he says, this is Haydock's kit man just now. There's some washing to be done. There's some washing to be done. Jordan Shand says, is this what Wigan Warriors thought their pitch would look like if they played against Widnes? Here comes an opportunity for Kieran Gill to slide over. And the man on load from Castleford, Kieran Gill, a Super League player in the making, has just crossed for another Oldham try to take it out to 36 points.
Great bit of pace there from Kieran Gill, and he'll be on the cast staff list, and he'll certainly know how to score points. His mother team have been racking up in Super League this year, but in this sort of weather, on that squelchy pitch, he shows some great pace to send the Ruffians another 4 points up.
Behaviour will not be tolerated. Please refrain from using foul, abusive words or behaviour.
Fans behind those sticks looking pretty bedraggled at the moment, but I think they would have expected, wouldn't they, coming in today, they would have expected that this was going to be a defeat for their side. What they wouldn't have expected was the thrill, the surge of adrenaline they would have had in those opening 10 minutes.
It was great, wasn't it? For 15 minutes we thought we're on. Dare we dare to dream. But they're representing their colours, they're going out there, and it's about the community and the kit and the badge and all the heritage and the story and the narrative that goes with that. And I'm sure they'll have had a great day. A few pies, a few mushy peas, a few pints. Saturday afternoon watching your family, your friends, relatives all playing this the great game.
Here's Leather Barrow, who's not able to find the sticks from that angle. I think we just saw a glimpse of the Oldham Bear in the cup. Remember when they were the Oldham Bears? When Super League started, Oldham Ruffians were the Oldham Bears. They had the tattiest bear costume the world has ever seen. It was a proper moth-eaten bear. I remember a dog getting on the field once at water sheddings and the bear going on to chase it off.
Really?
In a Super League game. Those were the days.
That's brilliant.
21 years ago when it all started. So here we go, getting underway again here, 36 points to 8. Oldham leading against Haydock. Kick downfield, which will see Oldham back in possession. Class try by Oldham, says Martin. Slid 20 metres. And Kieran Gill. Come on, you Yickers, says Claire Atherton. And the weather is worsening, we are told, from HQ at Staley Bridge. The rain is coming pouring down. So it's going to get heavier and heavier as this match goes on. And Oldham in all their pomp now, all their confidence. Tyson, quick play the ball from him. And shuffling off quickly goes Kenny Hughes. Hughes down the middle, ball back on the inside again. Michael Ward was taken high.
It was a high one.
Ward is not happy. He's not happy.
Of all the lads who don't want to pick on today, I don't think it's him. Barry Mack, if he's still listening, used to say they can't run without their heads. And the leg is taken off, bless him.
So a penalty right in front of the sticks. I think they're going to run it because they've got the energy here and they will sense that Haydock don't have much energy left in their tank. Look at those supporters behind the sticks though, bouncing up and down, trying to keep them going. Trying to make this a big defensive effort. Trying to inspire their side. Michael Ward takes it in and is put down. Hughes, Kenny Hughes, at dummy half. Former Bala Great Britain international. He knows about the amateur game. Langtry held up. 4 defenders involved in holding him up. Hughes again, going out, little skip. Dash, trying to dazzle. Well, there's no dazzle from those Haydock defenders. There might be a bit of dazz later on when they're trying to get the mud out of the shirts, but there's no dazzle, it's just brute force, and now it's just getting a little heated. We've seen worse.
There's the biff.
JJB's been involved in worse, but
I'm using all my hands and knees crawling out of these, Dave. Playing kabaddi.
Well, it's all calming down. Referee getting involved. Still a few glares going on there, aren't there? You'd have thought this is a bit of a waste of energy from both sides.
It is. I think, I honestly think that's why you don't see so much of it anymore. Because it does waste energy. It's not worse than wrestling and ruckusing and being jabbed when you've got to invest energy into defending or running a great line.
Someone's tweeted a picture of Haydock Catholic Club and said, I bet it's jumping in there tonight. I bet it is, and every good reason too. Penalty for Haydock. Touch judge helping out Mr. Bennett, the referee, suggesting that the first offence there was an Oldham offence, so the penalty goes to Haydock.
Rattled him. Right then, who's going to roll the sleeves up and take this carrying off at kick?
Jordan Gibson taking his time. Oldham supporters still making himself heard. Here comes the kick by Gibson. And the tap restart with about 17.5 minutes to go. Sees Haydock about 30 yards, 20 yards from their own line and needing a bit of distance here between where they are now and where they'll hope to be. Oldham, though, stepping it up, showing their class as a championship side. 3 men, 2 men eventually involved in the physicality of that tackle. So a slow play the ball again, and that gives that Oldham line the chance to get right up there, which means that Haydock have to take a few risks, and they have, and Bacon eventually goes down with Ball in hand, looking desperately for any kind of support there. Couldn't find it. Here's another chip and chase. Off they go. The Oldham full-back. Oh, Laporte's left it behind. That's offside. Offside, surely. Yes, it is. Kieran Gill tried to pick it up. And a penalty here for Haydock.
That's what I want to see, Dave, now. Some little chips, some little dabs through, some little sneaky, cheeky, planned plays between some clever halves. Get themselves a little bit of field position. Not to lose now. They can just enjoy themselves for remaining minutes of this game.
Rain is pouring down. And somebody's tweeted in, give way Becker, I think it is. Prominent umbrella, perhaps we'll have to wipe the lens after all today. Maybe we will. But Nick, our cameraman, who does a grand job, I think he's undercover at the moment, so hopefully he'll stay that way. Here's Connor Smith, offload, went backwards, says the referee. Dummy shown by Sexton. Into dummy half comes Alex James. Smash is his nickname, and smash and grab he attempts to achieve. But he can't get over. They're waiting for him. So waiting again is Rob Sexton. Look at those Oldham players on their blocks, ready to go. Pushing up into the faces of the Haydock players. Scott Johnson can't promote the ball any more than that. Sexton again, back towards the left-hand side. Oldham's line is up quickly, but it's a lovely little dab through by Gibson, and the chase is on, and it's a flap. Oh, and it's just gone out of play. Oh. Just gone out of play for a drop out underneath the sticks.
What a beautiful nudge there. I thought his winger had lapped that right up, but some great cover defending. Got on that ball, just knocked it out for a repeat set there for Haydock. They'll be happy with that. They've not had much field position this half, so they'll enjoy being up in Oldham's end.
We're just having a word with Oldham players behind the sticks. Stopping the clock for a moment. We've got about 15 minutes of regular time to go here. Oh, we've got an Oldham player injured. That's why the hold-up. Not sure who this is. Is it Kieran Gill who's hurting at the moment? Or is it Laporte, the full-back? No, it is Gill, Kieran Gill, who's not too healthy at the moment, but he's wanting to carry on. And is there a little bit of cynicism there from JJB about wasting time?
No, not that time.
That's a genuine injury.
Not when they...
Well, they're waving away, I think, because they want to get Kieran Gill off and bring someone else on. I think Kieran Gill has gone off, and so here he comes. Sammy G comes running back onto the field from the interchange bench. And the dropout, that's a skidder, isn't it? It's an awful dropout.
Stuck in the mud.
So a chance for Haydock here. What an opportunity. Rob Sexton in at dummy half. And the Yickers, the community side, having run their blood to water, well, I was going to say have a real chance, but in fact they've lost the ball. And the referee says scrum down. Oldham's head and feet. Bar of soap at the moment.
Certainly was. It was like when you get a beach ball under water in a swimming pool, it just pops up somewhere like magic. But very tough, tired arms, tired legs, greasy ball. Old school rugby league. They've done well though, the Haydockers. They've done really well, the Yickers. I think the crowd won't begrudge coming and representing and celebrating and cheering them on today.
Oh, here's a good kick, and the chase is on. It should be covered, but that fast man, Jamel Chisholm, well, he's got there. He's got there. I mean, that's a play for Oldham, isn't it, when they know they've got that kind of pace. But there's an injury for Danny Lee. So the referee will just hold things up, but that's a strength they've got with his speed, isn't it?
Certainly is, yeah, and they're enjoying themselves now. Testing their arm, chancing their arm, testing the boot. Yeah, Jamal, go catch this, and if throwing there as well, it was a big collision.
Joshua tweeting the pain the groundsman must be feeling inside right now. Yes, indeed, looking at that pitch, thinking I've got to get this fixed again for next week. Graham Ashby says the game's gone, but these Haydock boys can hold their heads up high. Great achievement reaching this round, absolutely. Kirsty Hewitt says Kai's loving watching Uncle David on the telly. Dave Hewitt, the number 7 for Oldham. I wish it was on TV every week so we can watch it in the warmth. Carol Lunsworth says the ref is biased. They're all biased, aren't they?
Of course
Referees
they
are always biased.
Of course they are.
Robbie Morris says, you're in their heads now, come on Yickers. Well, they might be in their heads, but Oldham are dealing with it, unfortunately, from Haydock's point of view. Leatherbarrow going left. Here's Hewitt with the pass. It's Tyson again, but he's going to be held up. Look at that, 4 defenders again, wrapping themselves around him. Hughes in there. Look at the rain coming down as well. Heavier and heavier. Big barge from Adam Neal. He's just held up short. And a penalty, another penalty. I tell you what,
Penalty.
we've not got a penalty count here, but it's absolutely punishing Haydock.
Yeah, it certainly has. I think they're flopping, they're tired, obviously. And it's almost like a shortcut, you know, trying to get away with not doing it properly, try to cheat, take the cheat meters, and they're suffering now for it.
So wider they go. Grimshaw comes back towards the middle. Little nod there you might have seen from Ben Davies, a confident look on his face. I wonder if he's the next drive in. Well, they'll have to wait. Oh, it's another penalty. Too much wrestle this time, holding on too long.
Frustrated. It's that monkey brain right in the middle of the brain. Just getting ignited.
Well, it is Davies who goes next, hammering himself at that Haydock line. They'll do well to hang on here. Hughes at acting half, back it comes to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow out to Hewitt. Hewitt, oh gee, grasped at it, has got fingertips to it. And it's volleyed further by Tyson, but the ref says the original knock-on gives Haydock the head and feet. Twitter, we've got these things coming in more recently. You're in, oh, we've already done that. Proper old school rugby league, says Michael Lavelle. I wonder if it's the Michael Lavelle. Tanya Hartley says, my husband Paul also recalls the bear chasing the dog. The bear was called Buster and breakdanced when Oldham scored. A breakdancing bear, that's what we need. Chris Mack and Kieran Patterson say they will have a bath if Haydock get a try. So come on Haydock for all those who have to sit around Chris Mack and Kieran Patterson. Swindon St George fan says, well done the Yickers, offloads, chip kicks, trying things to make Oldham work hard, having fun out there. And AJ Hussey says, keep your heads up Haydock. Well, they've got the ball. Keep their heads up and get it away from this danger zone if they can. Haydock doing the town proud, says Mr. Nevermind. But my loyalty is with Dave Hewitt today. Well done, kiddo. Lorraine Hughes, come on, Yickers. How do you like your bacon? Smoking. Here they come. Forward again. Andrew Bacon, of course, is their scrum half. Smoking, as we mentioned. 36 points to 8 for Oldham. Oldham, it looks, will be in that draw for the 5th round on 5 Live on Tuesday morning. But Haydock have written a really, really good chapter in this year's Ladbrokes Challenge Cup. They really have given us something to reflect back on fondly when we get to Wembley in August. And we remember some of the great performances. Here's Lapori.
There's a few tired Oldham lads out there as well. There's a few that are limping and suffering. They've put them through it, Haydock. No doubt about that.
In again by Neil, Adam Neil. Sheffield Eagles last year, full-time with that club. Davis with a pass away. It's coming back through Langtree, and then Leatherbarrow has the ball knocked down from his arms. I don't think it was a knock-on. Owen picks it up and turns it left. Here's G with the inside ball to Tyson, who had it all on to hold on in these conditions. Decent intentions, but not the execution.
No, telegraphed it, saw the big gap. Didn't quite execute as well as he'd have liked to have done.
Martin has tweeted a little film, a meme of a man dancing in the mud, and says Oldham players at the end of the match. Hashtag BBCRL is where it's all happening at the moment.
Exfoliation.
Yeah,
Get a bit of mud on the skin there, cleaning up the skins. Not all bad once you wash it off.
Tony Hartley says, my husband also wants to know if you were at the water sheddings when the Fox got on the pitch. No, I wasn't. Don't remember that. Tracy Shaw says, whoa, leave the bear costume alone. Very fond memories of him at water sheddings. Isn't the man who used to be the Oldham Bear the man who also used to be the Leeds Rhino and the Burnley Bee?
Bradshaw Brothers, yeah. Andy was the bull boy for a bit as well.
Have costume will travel.
He'll have auctioned it off, the bear suit, Brothers.
He does a lot of that kind of thing, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Auctioning.
He'll have got a certificate with it.
Oldham, here it comes. Leatherbarrow to Owen, cleanest shirt on the field at the moment as Owen. And here comes Sammy G. And G, look at the strength there, look at the determination there. Do you remember Nicky Kiss?
Yes.
He reminds me a little of Nicky Kiss with that. He wore a beard before beards were fashionable. Good hands out wide. And Jamal Chisholm will finish in the corner. Didn't need any pace for that, just needed to be able to catch the ball, which he can. And Oldham now lead by 40 points to 8. Has he given this try? He's not given the try, has he?
I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure what happened with Sammy G after he had about 5 or 6 of their frustrated players around him, but no.
He's not given the try.
Some sort of scrummage.
Must have seen a forward pass there. Maggie Manfield says, can we find out who that Oldham fan is. He's given us a few giggles this afternoon. He's been great, hasn't he? The Oldham fan. Remember his face and run at him next time he rings at you. Fantastic. Harold Poynton, the other Lance Todd Trophy winner from Charleston, by the way. Thank you to Paul Cook for that one. Oldham 36, Haydock 8. 750 there today, and a lot of them are Haydock fans, loving every minute of this. Oh, that ball is kept alive. It might have travelled a little forward, but they've given the benefit of the doubt. Still another extra couple of yards through the mud. Not long left to play now. I'll tell you how long in just a moment, as Haydock try to burst forward again. 6 minutes of regular time, I make it, plus stoppage time as well, of course. We've got an official clock on this today. And Oldham, having suffered a bloodied nose in the opening 10 minutes, when it looked for all the world that they could have done to them what they did to Hull KR last year and create one of the big cup upsets, when Haydock had that early lead, but Oldham have steadied their ship since then and are cruising home now into that 5th round draw, when perhaps a big money tie awaits. Oh, Lapori's dropped it, and Haydock again with some relief.
I was just about to say they're playing some nice rugby as well, Oldham now, taking some really impressive shapes on, running some good lines, testing Haydock out, even at this late stage. The professionalism certainly shining through now, but I think, as you say, Haydock have done their badge proud this afternoon.
Mark Whitley, and I'm hesitating before I ask this, but can you ask Jamie what happened to Ricky and Rita right now?
That's a great question. They're quite expensive, those costumes, aren't they? And a few, I know. I once went into a pub and there was a Ronnie Rhino head in place of where the moose usually is above the fire. So that's a great one, and I imagine you need some little candidates to run around in it as well.
Who are Ricky and Rita? Right?
Not as Ron. Yeah, Ricky and Rita. It was like the kids. There was a family.
Was there?
There was a family of rhinos. Yeah, there was a few of them, and they disappeared without any explanation.
There should be some kind of police investigation.
Well, the suits should still exist somewhere. Maybe I can encourage them to bring them back out, get them out.
So a drive forward again by Haydock. Dying embers of the game now, but it's lost again, and you can see the frustration on the face of Adam Brown. Talking about foxes on the pitch, he would have been out there, wouldn't he? Certainly would. Adam Brown, and saved the foxes and taken them to his fox sanctuary. Known for his dancing skills as well, apparently. Adam Brown. I suspect I'm having the leg pulled on that one.
I had a chicken sanctuary sorts in my back garden, and foxes ate them all.
Really? So you don't like foxes?
Well, it's nature, and it is what it is. That's what they were created to do. Chase chickens.
Oldham happy as pigs in mud, says Chris Wrigley. Great game of raw rugby league this. Gaz Langley says, mud bath today for the Challenge Cup. Glad I'm retired on days like today. Oh, you'd have loved it, Gaz, if you'd have been out there.
It's interesting because I'm thinking I'm glad at 35, 36 this year. I'm glad I'm not retired. I love it. I wish I was playing.
Saints and Wigan banter. Keep the faith. We're proud of you all. I think that's directed towards these Haydock players. Hughes stretching the arms, wants it played here. Comes out to Leatherbarrow. Leatherbarrow goes for the ball back on the inside. It's a bit of a giveaway, the tackle, isn't it? Just a slump to the knees on that occasion by Ben Davis. Oh, and there's a bit of width on that right-hand side for Adam Clay to whip through and get the try. Yep, the referee has a look and gives it. Well, those Haydock fans behind those sticks there look pretty disconsolate at the moment. 40 points to 8, the scoreline goes out to with a kick to come.
Great ball, Adam Clay there, holding his jaw, keeping his width. Tough to take as well in these conditions, but finished it really well. Just takes them towards the 40 mark.
Haydock, we love you. The chant in the background. We've got about 3 minutes left to play. Adam Clay is another ex-Salford lad. Five tries in his 4 Salford appearances, Adam Clay. So made a bit of an impression when he was there, but left Salford, went to Lee and Barrow, and signed here at Oldham from North Wales Crusaders back in 2014.
That's a great percentage strike rate, that.
5 tries in 4.
Yeah.
Keep that through your career.
Well,
how many games have you played?
I've 374, not that I'm counting. About only about 72.
Ryan Hall must be up there.
Ryan Hall, yeah, he's nearly level. The record holder at Leeds is Phil Holmes, the brother of John Holmes. He's got 200% strike rate.
How many games did he play?
He played one game and he scored 2 tries. True that.
Well, there you go. I know Ryan Hall is certainly one try per game in his international.
Yeah, it was phenomenal, yeah. The quality of opposition he's going to be playing against.
Yeah. Man of the match, by the way, George Tyson has been given man of the match. The left second rower for Oldham, the blonde-haired lad we saw scoring. Agreeing with that?
Yeah, I think he's been very good. There's been a few stand out. I think Sammy G's been good as well out of the half.
Here comes the restart, which somehow evades the attentions of Ben Davis, and so it'll be a restart with a dropout underneath the sticks, and Haydock will get the ball back here, and they're going to have a set of 6 to maybe pepper this Oldham line and maybe finish the game as they started.
Finish as they started.
Saints and Wigan banter saying few rough calls against Haydock, but can tell class has shone through in this quagmire bog. Some great headlines this afternoon. St Helens, are you watching? Says Matthew Stankovic. Ian Millington, I remember the fix at Watersheddings, feel sorry for the groundsman at Bower Fold. John McLean is tweeting his mate Ginger Prince, saying just heard your dad in the background. Gorgeous George, apparently it was him that was responsible for remember his face and run at him next time, apparently. RL Banter, terrible pitch, looks like Alder Route Golf Course, don't know where that is, but wouldn't like to play it if it's as bad as this. I'm sure it's not. It's Michael Sexton at dummy half, and Haydock looking to get a late score here if they can. A moment of glory to lift their soggy hearts as they go for that hot bath at the end of this game. Well, they're in a decent position. Braithwaite is close. The Wolfman, they call him, because he loves to howl. Sexton, Michael Sexton. Little pass away, but no bludgeoning through on this occasion. Referee's having a good peer here to see what's going on. Michael Sexton again will collect and goes left, and quick hands. Are they over? He's in. He's in. The referee points the finger, and he's awarded the try. Fantastic. Listen to that roar. Listen to that roar from the Haydock fans.
Good on him. Another great line as well, and as soon as he hit the floor, you knew he was going to take him over the momentum on the slippery track, and as you say, finishes as they started. Always nice to have an happy ending.
Well, it's hardly worth the celebration. It's Steve Jones who scored it, isn't it, the fullback? And a nice story as well, because I mean he's been at Haydock from being a junior as well. He's come right through the ranks. So in this special Challenge Cup year, how good that he should get his name on the score sheet today.
Certainly is. And he'll be able to tell you a lot of stories, have a lot of memories. And he'll understand what the game does to the local kids in the community.
Gives it a bit more air of respectability as well, doesn't it, that try? 40 points to 12, kick to come. Just checking on the time, we're about a minute and a half of stoppage time played. Listen to the roar for the Haydock. The Haydock players going back into their own half. That's the roar you can hear in the background. The kick is missed. But that will be the last kick of the game and the last time we will see one of the amateur sides in the Challenge Cup, the Ladbrokes Challenge Cup this year. Haydock, like so many before them, have done the community game really proud today, haven't they? Siddall, Wigan St Pat's, who we've seen, Lee Miners, Piltrex, all those sides that have really adorned the Challenge Cup this year. We see the last of them today in Haydock. But what a few memories they've given us, Jamie Jones Buchanan.
Certainly have. It's been a big, brave performance, well followed, but the class of the Oldham Rougheads just shone through. But the romance of the Challenge Cup has very much been alive today, and it's been a pleasure. And I think it's been brilliant that we can give them some live coverage as well for their efforts, and give them some fruits of their labour.